Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at 5.
Losing an officer or dealing with the day-to-day of being a first responder is stressful, which is why a special team within the Fargo Police Department plays a key role. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. The Peer Assistance Crisis Team, or PACT, is a group of officers who debrief other officers, helping stop post-traumatic stress disorder. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop spoke with Fargo Police about how important PACT is and how you can help the officers as they go through a tough time.
Back in the day, officers dealt with tragedies a lot differently than they do now.
Some people would say, hey, suck it up. Some people would say, go have a drink. There are a lot of probably negative ways to deal with this type of stress that anybody in emergency services might experience.
Lieutenant Bill Alfelt says in the late 90s, the Peer Assistance Crisis Team started. The team debriefs officers, and Alfelt says it has been shown to stop PTSD.
Police officers, firemen, paramedics see so much that you don't know what one is going to affect you the most. You might have seen something really bad 2 weeks ago, and then you see something that normally wouldn't bother you, but that one now bothers you.
PACT is all about officers talking to other officers, those who can relate to what they do each day.
It's really made a change in law enforcement and emergency services.
PACT is available for officers 24/7. Alfelt says the community has been very supportive through this incident and others in the past. But there is one thing people can still do.
When we go to these situations, we are doing our job. And the way the community can help us is just by a simple thank you.
Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
The officers who are part of PACT get paid like it's part of their job. Funeral arrangements have been scheduled for fallen Fargo police officer Jason Moszer. The funeral is scheduled for Monday, February 22nd at 1 p.m. At the request of the Moszer family, the services will be held at Shields Arena. The arena seats anywhere from 5,000 to 6,000 people. Valley News Live will broadcast the funeral on air and online for those who are unable to attend. Further details are expected later in the week. The Fargo Police Department is asking for the community to show support by lighting up their homes with a blue light. Starting tomorrow, you can purchase a bulb at the police station for a free will donation that will go toward the family of Officer Moszer. A local business is also selling blue light bulbs. Good Bulb is selling over 1,000 bulbs in honor of Moszer. The bulbs are $5 each, and all proceeds go to the family. The business started selling the bulbs this morning at 7 a.m. and by noon they sold over 200 and expect to be sold out by the end of today. But they do have more than 1,000 bulbs coming in over the next 2 days, and they're still taking orders.
I hope to see Fargo Moorhead as blue as it can be, and not only just honoring Jason Moser's family, but also the police force in not only our community but across the country.
The business says the idea started on social media Sunday night and it took off from there. To find out more information on where you can purchase the bulbs from the police department or Good Bulb, click on this story at valleynewslive.com. Also in support of the family, there's a new T-shirt design available with 100% of the proceeds going to the Bell State Bank Fund to support his wife and 2 children. The Fargo Police Department and family support the shirts being sold. Fetch Custom Inc. designed the special black T-shirts with a badge on the front and an American flag on the back, saying, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." There is a blue line designed through one of the stripes on the American flag.
But I wanted to use my business to help to raise awareness about it, provide support for the family, so it's more cohesive and we can do what we can.
So far, since 6 this morning, the T-shirts have raised almost $4,000 in support. That's nearly 300 T-shirts sold. And if you want to buy one, go to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. T-shirt orders will stop on Sunday. Sounds like there's snow in the forecast, but when will we see it? Let's head over to Hutch Johnson for a peek at the forecast. Hutch?
Well, the warm weather sure feels nice, Andrea, heading into the evening, but as warm air pushes in, it oftentimes brings out a few flakes of snow, and that's exactly what's happening. Rain in South Dakota and out in the western Dakotas where things are warmer. But as we look through the valley, there's a light band of snow moving through and into the Devil's Lake Basin this evening. This will slide to the south and to the west of Grand Forks and Fargo. We may see a little bit of flurry activity into the evening, but any accumulation will be reserved to the counties south and west of us. Look at the temperatures out to the far west. Bismarck 42, It's 32 in Detroit Lakes. So a pleasant evening, mild and above average temperatures will continue. Our best chance of flaky weather here in Fargo comes after 10. If you're out and about in Grand Forks, that chance of flurry activity starts at about 8 o'clock and will carry you through the evening. Not a lot of accumulation here, but for our viewers out near Jamestown, Stutzman County, and Benson and Ramsey counties, you could see 1 or 2 inches of snow tonight.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
Fire crews rushed to a new Casey's gas station under construction along 52nd Avenue South in Fargo because a 150-pound propane tank was spewing flames into the air. The Fargo Fire Department says a torch had been burning for several months as construction crews used it to keep water warm for mixing mortar. For over an hour, multiple crews poured water on the tank and the surrounding pallets and mixer to keep the fire from spreading and the tank from exploding.
If you keep the tank cool, we don't have to worry about that liquid inside expanding too fast and causing an explosion. So that was our real whole concern. It's a nice day out. We just let it burn off.
Battalion Chief Lee Soweth says no nearby businesses or residents were in danger. An arrest has been made in connection with a series of overnight burglaries in rural Harwood, North Dakota. Cass County deputies arrested 19-year-old Matthew Bjordahl for burglary and the unlawful entry of vehicles. Around 3 Monday morning, police received a phone call from a Lakeshore Estates homeowner after they heard noises in their yard and saw a man drive away. Shortly after, deputies responded to a similar call for service in Riley's Acres, where they found a vehicle that matched an earlier description.
The rest of the neighbors were aware of what was going on and just started taking stock of their garages and their cars.
Riley's Acres created a Neighborhood Watch Facebook page in an effort to prevent future burglaries. For more information, visit thevalleynewslive.com. Visit our website, valleynewslive.com. President Barack Obama ordered flags to be flown at half staff in the nation's capital to pay tribute to Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia, who died over the weekend. Now the vacancy is shaping the presidential race. Weijia Zhang reports from the Supreme Court.
The owner of the West Texas ranch where Justice Antonin Scalia died says the 79-year-old was found in complete repose in his room on Saturday. Scalia was on a hunting trip and was his, quote, usual personable self the night before. Professionally, he was known as a conservative titan while serving the nation's highest court.
If it's a question of individual rights and individual liberties, that's what I'm there for.
Scalia's sudden death leaves the Supreme Court evenly divided, with 4 conservative and 4 liberal justices. On the campaign trail, candidates on both sides have reframed the presidential election as a referendum on the High Court's future.
We are one justice away from the Supreme Court ruling that none of us have a First Amendment right to follow our faith.
Every GOP candidate has said the next president should appoint Scalia's replacement, but President Obama pledged he would do it.
I plan to fulfill my constitutional responsibilities to nominate a successor in due time.
Demonstrators gathered on the snowy steps of the Supreme Court Monday, urging senators to consider the president's decision.
What we don't want to happen is for Congress to hold the Supreme Court hostage.
Despite his controversial opinions, Scalia had deep friendships with liberal justices, many of whom are praising his dedication as they grieve. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, the Supreme Court.
A judge ruled Antonin Scalia died of natural causes and no autopsy was necessary. He had a history of heart trouble and other illnesses. His body was flown from Texas to Virginia on Sunday. A 26-year-old South Dakota man is facing a felony child abuse charge in a case West Fargo police are investigating. Chance Severson was arrested in northeastern South Dakota last week. Severson is accused after investigators found his 7-week-old son had a fractured skull. Severson says in court documents he was watching the child when he stepped out to have a cigarette. He says while he was outside, the infant fell out of his bouncy seat onto the floor. Doctors who examined the baby say the nature of the injuries doesn't support that. Severson has pleaded not guilty. His next court appearance is set for March 10th. Law enforcement are dealing with a growing number of child pornography cases. The #1 most searched for type of porn is youth or teens, which isn't legal. It's considered child pornography. Tonight at 10, crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson shows us a new normal that could be leading your kids to contribute to the online porn industry.